Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Starcastic Remarks. I'm Chris. I should be joined by Ryan a little bit later, so hang in there. The Stars lose Game 4 by a final score of 4-1 after two empty net goals. And worse than that, they go into the third period down a goal. The third period, the Dallas Stars are outshot 13-4. When they're down a goal with the season on the line, the Dallas Stars mustered 4 shots on goal. That's really the story here tonight, in my opinion. And I mean, they played really, really well for large portions of this game. They dominated the first period, got nothing for it, not a goal. In fact, they end the period down after they dominated. The second period, they still play well. They get some great scoring chances. Obviously, it wasn't as good as the first. The Oilers had their chances too in that period, and then the third is just horrible. I mean, back-to-back games where you're down going to the third period, and there's nothing. You have nothing to show for it. No pushback at all. So yeah, that's a really depressing third period. We got a huge super chat from Ryan Gardner. He said, "We got the calls, we had the pushes, and we just stopped pushing. Leadership overhaul this year. I'm sending this Stanley Cup on SC super chat. My bad. On a deep and incredibly sad level. Appreciate all y'all do. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, you're dead on. We got calls. We got saves in the third period. Huge, big save by Otter there to keep us in it. We got even the penalty kill on a night where the penalty kill was terrible. They killed the last one at the end of the third period. You still got 3 minutes to make the most of this, and you can't do it. You got some calls just thrown your way. I mean, we got a power play to start the second period out of a scrum. That never happens. That does not happen in the playoffs. I think it was a bad call. I don't think the Stars should have been on the power play because of that. It's a scrum. It's retaliation. That happens all the time. And it doesn't matter. I'm once again astonished that it's the same opponent as last year, and it's turning out the exact same way. The Stars have all the offensive firepower in the world. And in this year compared to last year, they have Mikko Rantanen, who hasn't scored in 7 games and is still leading the playoffs with goals. And we still can't find a way to put one past Edmonton. I mean, Stuart Skinner's save percentage in the playoffs against the Stars, I believe, is over a 950, and against everyone else he's ever played against in the playoffs, it's below a 900. I think it's below an 890. So maybe you got to give credit to Skinner, and he definitely deserves some for that first period. He saved the Oilers' butts in that first period, but the Stars should be able to find a way to beat this guy, and they did in Game 1. They had the blueprint. You got to get in front. You got to take his eyes away, and then there's a lot of net to shoot at. And that hasn't continued throughout the rest of the series. I mean, there's been almost no traffic in front of Skinner. But on the other side of that, the Stars actually did create some scrambles in front of Skinner tonight, and they can't bludgeon him through. They just can't get him through. The only goals on the power play, Robo, that was a great shot. I mean, it's good to see him kind of getting going again. Maybe that puck off the toe that went in the other night picked him back up, but 5-on-5, I still didn't love what I saw from Robertson. I thought it was interesting seeing him on the top line again tonight. I don't like the decision particularly because I think his lack of speed kind of kills what Rantanen's trying to do with the puck. I think when Rantanen has guys that are quick with him, it gives him more time and space to be able to make those creative plays, to move east-west, and to have passing lanes open up. And when you have a guy like Robo on there who is still hurt and can't skate worth anything, I mean, it's going to make Rantanen's job a heck of a lot harder. The lines tonight were shuffling pretty much the entire game. Outside of the first period, the lines were all over the place. I mean, we saw some of Ben on the fourth line. We saw some of Rantanen playing with the Duchesne-Sagan line. And that line, like I said, pretty much like everybody on the Stars, but it looked great in the first period. That first period from the Duchesne line was fantastic. They had so many chances, and there's just not one they could put in the net. I mean, the prime example, Duchesne receives a cross crease pass. He's from a tough angle for sure, but the net's open. There's space. There's room there for the puck, and he rifles it off the outside of the net. Not even particularly close. So, I mean, it's hard to talk about this game because it's basically the repeat of last game. Stars played well for a large portion of it, played bad in the third, and they couldn't execute on anything. Another big point on this game is we talked about in our series preview, probably the two biggest advantages for Dallas coming into this game, or into this series, rather. Your special teams were performing way better than the Oilers, and your goaltending is also way better. And then tonight, the exact opposite happens. I mean, your PK goes 1 for 3, and you have prime chances on the power play to make up for your lack of 5-on-5 scoring, and you can't do it. You just can't do it. And the penalties the Stars took tonight were just awful. I mean, that first one from Jamie Benn, that is a clear trip on John Klingberg in the offensive zone. Stupid stick placement. No idea what he's doing. It's an easy call to make. He's got his stick on the blade, pushes the blade out, and Klingberg falls. That's a trip. So, and then the other one on Mason Marchment. The same call was made against Corey Perry. What was it? Yeah, less than 3 minutes before Mason Marchment made that penalty. He does the exact same thing. Of course it's going to get called. I mean, that's solid officiating. They called it the same way for both guys. It's an easy call to make. And then Edmonton scores on it again. So the penalties that were taken tonight were horrible at horrible times, and the Stars PK couldn't bail them out finally. I don't know if that's just run out of steam like everything else for Dallas, but I don't know. They just can't do it against this team and on this stage for whatever reason. I think we got Ryan in here. Ryan, are you ready to go? He's in the background here, so I'm gonna add him. Hey Ryan, go ahead and try and talk, and let's see if we can.
It's kind of some cool stuff, and then like all the art and everything else. So
let's see if y'all actually hear me.
Yeah, we got a lot of background noise, but that's okay.
Okay, well that's it. I'm sorry for being late. We're actually on a band trip right now, so I did get the chance to watch this game though from San Antonio. So I should have been enjoying it, and I couldn't because of the Stars' play. Normally I have everything to say when I come on here, and I have nothing for anybody. I don't. This team is not better than the Edmonton Oilers. That's plain and simple. They have one more chance to prove it, and they have been outplayed in every single game, and they have absolutely no show for it. Ottinger shows up tonight, does his job pretty well. And in the last 3 games, the Stars have now been outscored 13-2. And headphone warning for everybody here for a second. Stuart Skinner is outplaying Jake Ottinger for the second time in a row and got pulled in the playoffs. He got pulled in Game 3 against the LA Kings because he couldn't play.
Is that it? Are you done?
I don't know what else to say.
Well, I disagree with the fact that you say they got outplayed with it in every game this series, and honestly, that makes it more frustrating to me. I thought the Stars, if you take a team game,
No. I'm over it. I'm over the stupid. Oh well, they played really well and they outplayed the Oilers. Bull crap. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm not getting on at you. I'm getting on to mostly everybody else who is saying these sort of things. You can't take a penalty after you score and allow them to score immediately. Every single time in the last 4 games, Edmonton has just been the better team. That's what it is.
Were they the better team in the first period of this game? I think that's clearly no.
Yes, because they won the period 1-0.
All right. Well, you're just mad.
They were the better.
But
they were the
Stars have played really well in huge parts of this series, and that's what's most frustrating about it to me is that they have had so many chances to score, and no one is able to take that final step to step over. If you want to just say goals is the only thing that matters, yes, then the Oilers have outplayed the Stars, and absolutely, the Stars' execution has been garbage in this series, which is even more mind-blowing because they've been so timely in the other 2 series that they played in. I mean, you look back at them, the Stars got outplayed more in the previous 2 series than they have in this series, but they had timely goals at the exact right moments. And I mean, you had Mikko Rantanen explode at the perfect time in Game 7 of the Avs series. Game 1 of the Jets, same way. So I think the Stars got dominated in Game 1 of the Jets series, and then Mikko Rantanen steps up and blows that game up. Same thing with the Granlund hat trick. I don't think the Stars dominated that game when Granlund scored the hattie, and we had a player step up and make some plays. And the Stars have that throughout the lineup. They have players that can step up. They have them, and they can do it, and they've shown that they can do it. And for whatever reason, if it's against this team or if it's on this stage, they're not able to. None of them are able to step up. And in fact, even before you came on, Ryan, I was mentioning it's our strengths that are failing us now too. Now, obviously, I think Otter played a good game here tonight, but you're right. Stuart Skinner's beating him. And you think of the number one thing, like if you had to say, what are the Stars better at than anyone else in the National Hockey League? You're probably going to say penalty killing. And it cost them tonight. They did not give up one even strength goal to the Oilers tonight. Not one. I mean, if you told that to us, we would have said we won the game 10 out of 10 times. So I don't know. That's what makes it more frustrating to me. The Stars are doing a lot of things right, and the only thing they're missing is the execution.
Well, you're missing the whole point, though, Chris. They might have been playing better for portions of it, but again, it doesn't matter. It's the execution, like you mentioned.
That's what I just said.
But the other thing that's not the part that you missed. I should have been more specific. I'm sorry. That Edmonton is just the better team. They are. That's just plain and simple. Edmonton is the better team, and the Stars are not going to win this series.
That's just such a naive hockey take. To say the other team scored more goals, so they're better, is just a foolish take to make.
They're going to win the series, Chris.
They're going to win the series, yes, but they are being more timely and executing better than the Stars. That's why. It's not because they're dominating the Stars up and down the ice.
But so then they are the better team.
Okay, if you want to say whoever scores more goals is the better team, then yes, you are right.
Yes, that's what
not
happens.
How I define it. That doesn't happen all the time. That's why hockey is a weird sport. The better team doesn't always win. That's just a naive take to make.
That's not a naive take to make, Chris. That's silly to say that because that's how you win hockey games. Okay,
yeah, if you score more goals, yes, clearly, obviously, but you can't just.
But
say
you are saying no. You are. Yes, that is true.
Every time
if you score,
a team wins,
every time
because they were just better. That's the case.
No, but what it is it's just Edmonton is the better team. They score more goals, so they're the better team. Period.
Yeah, that's just a naive take to make, but we'll have to move on from that.
No, that's not. No. Hold on. That is not. No, that's not true. That is absolutely 100% not true. Because
the better team does not always score more goals. That's not how hockey works.
That is exactly how hockey works.
All right, then we'll have to move on. Did you have any other takes on this? Stars power play, Stars PK?
Other than they are completely imploding. No, I was on Savannah, her her Twitter space, her X spaces, whatever they call it, as like a pregame thing, about 4:00, and I was out on Alamo Plaza, I think is what they call it, like right in front of the Minger Hotel, for those of you who have been in San Antonio. And I said the things that have to be going for them tonight are a couple of keys. One, they have to score the first goal. They didn't do that. The second thing I said is special teams and goaltending have to happen for the Stars here tonight. And I would say to a certain extent, Otter did that. But still, he let in more goals than the other guy. So technically, the answer to that is also no. And then their special teams tonight also let them down. And they go 1 for 3 on the PK, and then they go 1 for 4 on the power play. Like every key to the game that I said that you had to have in order to win this game did not happen. And I'm sorry, I'll say this again, for some people who are, might be frustrated with my take on all of this. And I'm not trying to frustrate you, Chris. I'm just frustrated myself because the better team is winning. But I don't care how well you're playing. If you don't score goals, if you don't have enough goals, you're not going to win the game if you don't execute. So that means that you are an inferior team to the other team that's playing on the ice right now. You can't take care of business on the other end of that whenever you had it. So that's just me.
All right. Key to next game, score more goals. Got that one. What's you got biggest winner, biggest loser for tonight, Ryan?
Biggest winner, the Oilers. Biggest loser, the Stars. Because in my opinion, the series is over.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Stars are not going to be winning this series, and the only way to go forward from here is you take it one game at a time. But it's hard to imagine you're going to win 3 straight against this team when you're unable to execute. My biggest winner is going to be Stuart Skinner. I mean, again, he's been fantastic. He's been so good these past, past 6 games. He's been amazing. Just outstanding stats from Stuart Skinner. He's made huge saves. You go back to that first period for Dallas, that is insane work by Stuart Skinner right there. I mean, if Dallas scores first in this game, like you're saying, Ryan, I mean, it could be a totally different thing. And then my biggest loser, I don't know. I guess I'll give to execution because that's what the Stars are missing. They need someone that can step up and score. We had that earlier. We had that from Mikko. Mikko's gone dry, but I mean, it's hard to blame him when he did so much for you in those first 2 series. I mean, someone else has got to do something too. And the Stars players that we relied on during the regular season Duchesne, Johnston, especially, those are the 2 that come to mind more than anything. They're not showing up. We got another super chat from Connor. He gave us £2, I don't know. He said Abbotsford versus Texas in Western Conference Final. Let's go. That's something to look forward to. At least something for me to look forward to.
You're going all the way to Abbotsford, right?
I'm gonna need some pretty big super chats to go all the way to Abbotsford.
And I was gonna say something and I forgot. Matthew says euros, Chris. It's 2 euros.
Euros. Yeah, I don't pay attention to those inferior countries' currency numbers.
This is what I was gonna say is that the thing that makes me think that this series is over, Chris, is all of the timeliness. Like I think you very briefly mentioned it. The fact that the Stars have been able to get timely saves and timely goals in the last 2 series, and they haven't even gotten one in this series is, I mean, it's a telling tale.
Yep, that's the execution, and that's what's so shocking is because you're right. They were doing it the past 2 series. Like when they needed a goal, they got one, and they can't pull anything right now.
And then also, I'm sorry, I love Pete DeBoer to death, but what is with the lineup decision to take out a 20-goal scorer in favor of Oscar Beck or Colin Blackwell? I'm
Right. Yeah.
sorry, and I understand that like Dodonov hasn't really been lighting up the world either, but that doesn't make any sense to take out a fourth liner who scored over 20 goals for you this season, and he's not in a lineup when you need a goal.
Right.
It
We're
doesn't
struggling
make
to
any
score
sense to
goals
me.
and we're taking out a 20-goal scorer. I you're right. Same for me. He hasn't looked great. I don't care. He can score goals. And that's what we can't do right now. So I don't get that one at all. Nate G, $2 super chat. Thanks, Nate. Appreciate you. He said, trade the playoff bums and get playoff dogs. If it was that easy, I'm sure we'll have lots of offseason talk to get to. Hopefully not game 5. Hopefully there's a few more before that. But when this is over, we'll for sure get into some offseason talk.
Oh, and by the way, this was Cody Cece's worst game as a Dallas Star, in my opinion.
He was so bad.
He was beyond bad. Like it was not even funny. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, well, 4.5. There are 4.5 plays off the top of my head that I can think of that were just terrible plays by him, just flat out terrible plays. And the other thing that's also really frustrating is that you're down a goal and you get outshot in the third period. And at one point it was 8-1 with 10 minutes remaining in the third.
Yeah, that's what I nailed
Just
on before you get on here is how, I mean, lazy that is. And that's 2 games in a row that the Stars got outshot in the third period when they were down. I mean, I don't know how you can do that. Another super chat from Connor here. He gave us €5 this time. Thank you, Matthew. He said, I told Ryan Dallas will not win the cup if Ben is captain. 3 seasons later, point proven. It's time to change the C. Ben hasn't got much left. Ben hasn't looked great.
Ben's not the problem. He's not. He is not the guy that. Well, he might be a portion of the problem, but the problem is this team can't score goals in the Western Conference Final.
Right.
That's what it is.
Well, here's an interesting question. If Ben isn't wearing a C, are you still taking Dodonov out of the lineup? I mean, if all things were equal, no one was a quote-unquote leader of this team, and you were looking at Dodonov and Jamie Benn coming into this game, and you have to scratch one of them.
I just don't I get what you're saying, but I still don't understand why you keep a rookie in. As much as I love Oscar Beck and as good as he's been this year, this is the Stanley Cup playoffs. You're in the third round, and Pete DeBoer just scratched a 35-year-old who has been there, done that. He was with the Vegas Golden Knights for a period of time. He's seen it. He's been there, and you scratch him in favor of the rookie.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was just posing.
And we're already talking doom and gloom stuff already, Chris, and it's not even over yet. So that right there, just I mean, if they can't pull this off and win in 7 games, it'll be an absolute miracle if that happens. But if they can't pull this, I agree with you. But if they can't pull this off, then I don't know if Pete DeBoer is still around. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if his I mean, it's the same thing 3 times in a row. We're sitting here making fun of the Toronto Maple Leafs who can't get out of the second round. We've done the same thing 3 times in a row now.
Right. I'm pulling you back to the Dodonov decision.
Sorry.
Oscar Beck had 8 minutes time on ice this game. Last game, Dodonov had 10:43. Like, we're taking him out and giving the other guy minutes less. That's what I don't get. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the narrative of Pete DeBoer before he became the Stars coach was he can get you deep to the playoffs, but he can't push you over the edge. And I was like, well, that's what he's proven for the past 3 years.
Please say that again. I don't believe what you just said. How many minutes did Oscar Beck get?
He had 8 minutes tonight.
8 minutes. Okay, I heard 18. Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to be like, well, that shows you how much faith that Pete DeBoer has in his top players because they can't score.
No.
So I sorry, I'll wrap it up, Chris, because I could keep talking for another 30 minutes. But here's where I'm at. And this series is over. That's where I'm at. I am going to continue rooting for this team until the end. If they pull off a miracle and win in Game 7, then fantastic, great. But that still doesn't solve the problems if you go into the Stanley Cup final.
Well, the only way they would win in 7 is if they do solve the problems. That's the only way. You have to start executing on what you're bringing into these games. And that's the only chance you have of beating this team. Even if you start doing that, even if your guys start actually scoring, I don't think you win 3 straight.
13-2. 13-2 in the last 3 games. The Stars had not even lost 2 games in a row up to this point in the playoffs. And now they've lost 3. You can't lose 4.
Right. All right. We're going to wrap it up here, guys. Thanks to DraftKings. They're our main sponsor here. Be sure to use that promo code THPN. Gets you some free goodies. They have a new thing called Pick 6. You can do that in Texas, so be sure to check out DraftKings. Check out our website, starcasticremarks.com. You can join our Who Cares Club over there, and you can also check out the store, get some little shirts to wear under your jersey, your little hat to throw up on there. Be sure to check out our Discord as well. The link is below in the description or in the podcast notes of your favorite podcasting platform. We've always got Stars fans talking in there. It's a really good place. It's a lot of fun to be in there. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year ends. We're at like 860 now, I think. And man, it's going to take a lot of work for y'all to do that now, as it looks like.
1,000, Chris, not 2,000.
Oh, I say
2,000. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, that's not a
impossible.
goal. That's not a goal.
Yes, but
yeah, we're trying to get to 1,000, and yeah, it's still going to be tough even to get there. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. That'll do it for us, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully, it's not too sad.